test patterns we don't use too much because that would be involving in recalibrating the CRT monitor, which is not something we normally do in the field. The next area that's really of concern, the video I/O, we're not worried about too much. Display path, we're not worried about too much. What is of concern to us is this preset backup. You must be well aware that with this system and most other systems, the operator is able to conserve or set up settings and presets so that it's customized to their use. In this area, we're able to save those presets, so if there's a system failure or for some reason the software gets rewritten or exchanged, then we'll be able to recover those presets with little or no effort. Going into the backup mode, there are two choices at this point. We can back up presets to the key processor or to the system, and in this case what we're doing is whatever the current settings are, we are now saving them to the machine. The selection below that is if I was going to restore these presets that have been lost, I would then read it from the machine and put it back into active memory. Once that's complete, we can go back to our previous menu and it takes us back to our tests and utilities. Equipment service just reviews the idea of when the last time the filter had been cleaned and the system chronometer, how long the system has been in service. And again, this is just reference information. Here on the option screen, again, this now is the actual listing of the active and licensed options for this machine. Had there been any dark areas, that would indicate that the system has the capability of performing that function. However, it has not been either licensed, authorized, or activated. And you would talk with your service or sales provider to determine which of those conditions exist. In this case, we're looking at applications. I can scroll down to the next function and see which VCR is installed. And I see that these are the available VCRs that the system can support. So if I had a VCR that was not on this list, I would not expect it to work with this system on an integrated basis. You might be able to use it as a standalone just for a video in or out, but the controls would not be integrated to the system. And so forth for black and white and color printers. Below that is network utility, and this would be for setting up or verifying the system working on a system network, and that's going to be the topic for a different chapter in our instructional series. So if you have concern for that, look through the archives and look for the networking for this particular system. Strip chart tests are pretty much obsolete. Most people are not using strip charts anymore. It's just a throw from previous productions. More is some ancillary features, clearing the RAM. We don't necessarily want to do that because that's going to erase all of the presets, and it may also corrupt the options and configurations of the system, so that's something that we don't necessarily want to do. There's factory tests that are not applicable to our processes. So if we go back and review, finally the main test menu, we'll be using mostly basic test, reading our error logs, and going to other tests and utilities. In our tests and utilities, we will mostly be either calibrating the touch panel, using our control panel test, looking up our options, or checking our equipment service, or finally backing up or restoring the presets for the system. When we're done in the utilities and investigative and diagnostic process, we will go through until we come to the top. We hit the test key again as we did in the beginning. Then we'll come out of the diagnostic menu for internal diagnostics, go back to scanning diagnostic mode, and continue on with the studies.